Ajit and welcome to Body and Mind Season 3 powered by Alain Dairy. Did you know that kayak literally translates to hunter's boat? An activity which used to fetch the Eskimos their fish thousands of years ago went on to become an Olympic sport. So today I'm going to be kayaking not just for fun, because I've got some friends over and some bragging rights are in order. All this right here at the beautiful Eastern Mangroves. Alright, so I'm with Hassan, who's the owner and general manager of Seahawk Water Sports and Adventures, and a guy who knows a thing or two about kayaking. Hassan, hi, how's it going?
Hi Ash,
I'm
pleasure
so
to have you.
excited to be here. It's so beautiful, guys. I could do an entire episode on just how beautiful this place is. But today, we're going to talk about kayaking, something that you're very passionate about. I believe you're also involved in several other adventure sports. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, so Seahawk Water Sports and Adventure, been here for the past 8 years. Started out of passion. We started with 3 kayaks only, and then we started exploring this area. It's very environmental rich area, and then we expanded, and now we hold the largest fleet of kayaks in the region. And we also do some other stuff like SUP, stand-up paddle boarding, and we also contribute in adventure events, races. We do for kids, we do for big events, from couple of meters to kilometers, like 25 kilometers race from here all the way to Yas. So we've been involved in community events, challenges, and all of that.
I can really tell how passionate you are about this thing. I don't consider myself to be a big outdoor sport kind of person, but I'm always up for a challenge, and kayaking is something I've always wanted to try. So how about you take me to the most beautiful spot here at the Eastern Mangroves, where you can perhaps teach me a tip or two?
Yeah, of course, and I'm sure you will have a nice time here.
All right, let's go. Let's go. So we are in the middle of the National Park of Eastern Mangroves, and it is so beautiful over here, Hassan. Are we in UAE? I can't believe it.
See, we bring people always here to separate them from the busy life city and all of that.
I feel like I'm in some foreign destination. It's absolutely stunning over here. I mean, how popular is kayaking in this part of the world, especially now because the weather is so good, and outdoor sports is also important, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically in the UAE, when it's October and onwards, people start getting into the outdoor sports and activity and adventure, and we have our fair share of that. So nowadays, kayaking in Abu Dhabi, especially because it's surrounded by this mangrove environment, it's very popular and spreading like fire. And if you come the weekend in us, we cannot even talk with you because we are so busy with serving people.
I could only imagine. Now, what are some of the key muscle groups that kayaking really stimulates?
So basically, it's your upper body.
Okay.
But the proper way to do kayaking is when you engage your torso and make the movement majorly focusing on your torso. So it's this big area or muscle behind you, below your arm. So the key tips for that is to paddle right, not to be feeling very tired very soon. So you can go the distance and be sprinting very fast, because your race will be sprinting for some distance now. So you would want to first of all hold the paddle in the right way, and then you don't want it to be very narrow grip or a wide grip. You want it to be something in the middle. And also don't forget when you paddle not to go all the way, just the tip of the paddle in the water. No, we want to go a little bit inside the water, so you can have a really nice long stroke, and then just continue. Just give it your all.
This is it, huh?
Yeah, give it your
you
all.
Make
and
it sound very simple. I'm sure there's more than just this is it. Fantastic. You've made it sound super simple.
Let's do
so
it.
let's see how simple this really is once we get in the water.
Sure.
All right?
Of course.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So today's challenge I'm not going to be doing on my own. I've brought in 2 friends who've come all the way from Dubai. This is Aishwarya, by the way. Say hi, Aishwarya. Hi. Yes, her name is Aishwarya as well. And we have our friend Joshua over here. Now, Ash and Joshua do this very often. How often do you guys do this?
We do it at least once a month.
At least once a
At
month.
least once a month, yeah.
That's a lot. I'm doing this for the first time. So I've got my game face on. I'm ready to challenge you two. Should we do this?
Yes,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay guys, so your race will start now. Ready? On my mark. 1, 2, 3, go!
So I had some serious nerves at the start because I've never kayaked before. I'm a bit of a nervous swimmer, and I had the big fear if my kayak would topple over. I had no idea if I'll make it back in one piece, but I thought I did pretty good. So the race was off to a pretty decent start, but yeah, our boats did clash a little bit. I struggled a little bit to get my direction right.
So the start was quite interesting. We all had our game face on. We were all a bit nervous. But then once the race started and we were racing, I noticed Aishwarya and Josh bump into each other. So that kind of gave me an extra confidence and a clear head start.
I had to paddle my way through, and I had to catch up. There was a considerable distance between us, so I did my best, and yeah, let's just say that I was inching towards that win.
So after a little muddle up, I managed to get my direction right, and that's when the whole competitive spirit really kicked in. And once I managed to get my direction right, I felt like game on. So as you guys noticed, the winner of the race is Aishwarya. Sadly, not this one, but you're going to use this against me, aren't you?
You didn't do bad for a first time where you came second. You did really well.
Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the way I did, but I came second probably because I slightly sabotaged this one.
Slightly sabotaged? Oh gosh, I need that rematch.
Yeah, we definitely have a rematch. But you guys were great. Thank you so much. I know that you normally do this more as a recreational thing, but what was it like doing it as a race?
Well, for me personally, it was great. Like I said, I was confident and I was excited for the whole experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love kayak.
And it's quite like, it really works all the muscles in your upper body, doesn't it? It works all your core especially. All right, guys, I know that I've put you guys through a lot today, especially the competition on camera and off camera was pretty intense. So I think we should cool down, and I don't know about you guys, but my favorite flavor is pineapple, and we're all having Elaine dairy. You're having apple, and Joshua is having orange. The great thing about Elaine dairy is that it's rich, it's full of antioxidants, no added sugar or preservatives, and it's also great for digestion. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on my show, and I'll see you guys next week. All right.
See you.
Time now for a break, but on our way out, here is the celebrity sharing with us their fitness mantra. And once we're back from break, we continue our naughty versus nice theme.
Hi, this is Sana Said, and you're watching Body and Mind Show. For me, I experiment a lot with my workouts. I do a lot of different things because I also do things that I enjoy, so it doesn't get monotonous. So I do a lot of kickboxing, I do functional training, I also do a lot of dancing. I love functional training. I love Tabata the most in functional training. Don't cancel on your workout. Make sure you give your body some kind of exercise. And another thing that I have experimented and realized is a lot of people try to cut down on food, and because they think that's going to make them healthier and slimmer, or maybe you lose some weight, but your body gets into starvation and you really can't put in the kind of effort you need to have a wholesome workout. So really, eat your 6 meals a day, eat the right kind of food, and and you'll be healthy. Just make your body happy.
Welcome back to Dove Nourishing Secrets presents Body and Mind Season 3, powered by Elaine Dairy. On today's segment, as always, we continue our quest for healthy food. So today we've landed on one such gem right here in JBR. It's called Leopold's of London. And Chef Abs, yes, that's his name, will be recreating some classic continental dishes by giving it his own healthy spin. I can honestly say that every sense of mine is stimulated because there's a smell from this delicious food. It looks beautiful, sound of the gushing waves in the background. And with me is somebody I've known for a few years now, and it's great to see him again, Chef Abs, who is the executive chef of Star Corporation. Great to see you again.
Great to see you again too.
He is one of the key players for opening several of Jamie Oliver's restaurants here in Dubai many years ago. So I've had the pleasure of working with him in the past, and I'm excited to see you here today in Leopold's of London. Tell me a little bit about Leopold's of London.
As the name says, Leopold's of London, we always relate ourselves with the British food. We have some classic dishes on the menu which relate to the British food, like a steak Wellington, fish and chips, mushroom and chicken pie.
Wow, my mouth
But
is
also
watering as you say these things.
But we also have a twisted dishes, like we take it from Mediterranean. We have pumpkin rotolo, which is on the menu. We have this British kale and quinoa slider, which is super healthy.
So it's basically an international cuisine, but there's quite a strong British influence with some of the British classics on the menu as well. All right, so let's start with the first dish. And obviously keeping in mind that this segment is all about recreating healthy versions of the dishes that are already on the menu. So take us through the first one. What is this?
This is a British kale and quinoa slider. On the menu is different. Now what I have done here, I twisted a little bit. Instead of using the normal the burger buns, the slider buns, I have added beetroot and the chia seed buns to that one. So just give it a healthier version. Also, when I make the patty, I've used kale, quinoa, and the spinach. Obviously, kale is full of proteins. There's a 90% water in the kale. Spinach, bit of calcium in that one. Then you have that kick to the slider, which comes from the cranberry and the plum chutney. Again, the chutney is something which is very British. Okay, so we incorporate the cranberry has the sweetness and sourness with the plum, goes very well, and the bitterness of kale is been killed by that plum chutney.
You've just stole the words from my mouth. I don't miss meat in this dish because of how delicious and succulent the patty is, and I'm not a huge fan of kale, but as you mentioned, because of the other components in it, like the potato, the quinoa mixed with the cranberry chutney, it just balances the flavors so well. I'm not even missing cheese, and that's very rare for me to say.
Yes. And a normal menu we have a cheese, but as a healthy version I remove the cheese.
And even the bun is quite delicious considering it's made of beetroot and chia seeds.
Yes.
All right, Chef, tell us about the second dish over here. It looks beautiful, so many rich colors.
This is from Mediterranean side, I would say Italian side. This is rotolo. Rotolo means to roll over. Basically the pasta is there, which is stuffed with some butternut squash. The squash is roasted in oven with some chili, thyme and rosemary. Then you have that wilted spinach with some onion, garlic there. And then you have nuts. Normally we use cheese, but here what I have done to make it healthy version, I removed the ricotta cheese and I have added nuts. Just to give that creaminess, you have the almond nuts, hazelnuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seed. And I want that sweetness to get to the butternut squash, so I added a little bit of cranberries. And the sauce is a tomato Sicilian sauce, a bit of feta cheese to cut that sweetness. The saltiness comes through it.
It's actually my first time trying rotolo, you said. I've never even heard of it before, but I quite like it. It almost is like a crossbreed between a pasta and a puff pastry a little bit, I feel.
Yes, it's kind of
have you got that before?
Cannelloni. I mean, it's a giant cannelloni. I would say it's a giant cannelloni. When we make it a big roll and then we slice it.
And initially, sometimes with butternut squash, it can be a little too sweet. But because of the herbs that you've added to it, it offsets the sweetness of it a little bit.
There.
And even though there's no cheese in it, I feel like the nuts gives it that richness, that little bit of indulgence, that little bit of punch to it. And I know you've been a little bit cheeky and added a little bit of feta cheese on top, but we will forgive you for that one because I love feta cheese.
I mean, to be honest, the feta is not a high-fat cheese.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got that saltiness. That's why I added to it.
Well, I'm not complaining. If anything, my complaint is that there isn't enough of it.
Okay.
Let's move on to the third dish, Chef.
I mean, so the third dish is busara. On a normal menu, we will serve this one with some potatoes, roasted potatoes and bit of rocket leaf salad. But what I have done, I have taken out the oil fat and the carbohydrate from this one. So I have added the pearl barley, which is high fibers. You have that roasted aubergine and sun-dried tomatoes and grilled broccoli there. So give that healthiness. The proteins is loaded with proteins. All the fish is marinated with some tomatoes, some chili paste and some red pepper paste. Bit of spiciness there, and there's a lemon there that cut through that spiciness, and the whole thing is without any oil.
I would love to squeeze a little bit more lemon in mine. I didn't realize I was supposed to do that at the start. But like you said, it is spicy, but at the same time, it's not like hot spicy. And of course, I don't eat a lot of barley, but I think it's such a great substitute for your starchy carbs,
Starchy, yeah.
correct?
Yeah, true. And the barley has got high fibers. It helps you in a digestion, which is a very good one. And plus, the dish has no oil in that one, which gives you, like
No
a diet.
oil.
There's no oil in that one.
Okay.
The whole thing is baked in oven.
Chef, it's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Thank you so much for treating me to this delicious and healthy meal.
Thank you very much.
Leopold's of London have a fascinating story behind their concept, but I'll let you guys read up on it on your own time. But our story still continues, and on the show, as much as we vouch for healthy living and eating, personal hygiene is just as important. And one such tip is your simple lemon water. After you chop vegetables to get rid of the nasty smell from the onion and garlic, just dip your fingers in lemon water and you will be amazed at the difference it can make. Now, another segment I want to take you guys to on our way out is we would like to speak to a family who give a lot of importance to dental hygiene using natural ingredients. Check this out. Today we're going to meet another family and find out how they take care of their oral health. And joining me today is Hazel, who is a writer and a mum of two gorgeous little girls. Hi Hazel.
Hi Aishwarya.
And joining us is also her first daughter, Chloe. Hi Chloe. That's such a pretty dress. So adorable. Hazel, thank you so much for having us here at your home. It's such a beautiful home, by the way. Tell us a little bit about how you take care of your oral health and how is it rooted in your family?
Well, Aishwarya, having a good oral health is as important as having a good physical health. Nowadays, most of us give a lot of importance to having a good body and excellent fitness level, but most of us neglect oral health. Taking good care of your gums, mouth and the teeth is a worthy goal in and of itself.
What would you say are some of your main tips when it comes to ensuring good dental hygiene?
Well, Aishwarya, my mom used to mix clove powder in our normal toothpaste and we used to brush with it.
But I bet you don't get time for that with
No.
Chloe and Rebecca, do you?
No, we don't. But thanks to Signal toothpaste, now we have a quicker solution to our dental care. And it has anti-inflammatory properties, it reduces gum swelling, so we brush with it on a regular basis.
I think the moral of the story really is that your mum knows best. Correct? Do you agree with me?
Yes, I
What
do
about
agree.
Chloe? Do you agree with me? Yeah, good girl. Hazel, thank you so much for having me here and for sharing, important tips about how you maintain your family's health. And it's interesting to know how Signal toothpaste helps you and your family achieve that perfect oral health. Thank you so much for having
Thank you,
me.
Aishwarya.
Time now for a breather on the show, and on the other side, I will introduce you to an interesting new therapy that will help relax and rejuvenate. Welcome back to Dove Nourishing Secrets presents Body and Mind Season 3, powered by Elaine Dairy. Now, before I reveal the theme of this segment, I'm going to give you guys a few clues. Let me test your science knowledge a little bit. Atomic number 79. Does that sound too geeky? All right, here's another one. It is a reddish yellow metal, very sparkly. Am I close? Okay, here's the final one. It is cherished by women and a lot of men worldwide. I am talking about none other than gold. Who doesn't love gold? And what better way to dedicate an entire day to just gold than right here at the majestic Emirates Palace, a jewel in Abu Dhabi's crown.
Just walking into the breathtaking Emirates Palace is like walking into an Arabian Nights fairy tale. To start my A Day of Gold journey, I laid on the warm hammam as my therapist gently lathered me up in gold soap. Then I was escorted into the steam room where I was ready to de-stress while the steam opens up my pores. Back on the hammam, I was scrubbed with the kesa glove, followed by a full body gold wrap, being pampered like a true Arabian princess. Shortly after, I was escorted into the ice room to tighten up my pores before dipping into the warm plunge pool. And finally, the most luxurious part of the experience has to be the gold facial. My face was covered in 24-karat gold leaves, and the nano mist was used to help the gold seep into my skin.
Today I had the privilege to experience one of the most lavish and luxurious treatments right here in Abu Dhabi Emirates Palace. A day of gold. How good does that sound? It felt even better, trust me on that one. And thanks to my wonderful therapist Yukai, I got to experience this fabulous treatment, which honestly until now I've only possibly read in glossy magazines or watched in documentaries of UAE. Alright Yukai, so tell me a little bit about a day of gold. So let's start off from the hammam treatment that we did. I mean, I have done a hammam treatment before, but this is a little bit different from the classic hammam. Tell me about some of the products that you used.
Okay, the products we use in the gold hammam is like it's gold soap. We use the gold body wrap. So basically, we apply the gold soap on your body. Then you go to the steam room. The steam room, it helps open up the pores and then just to soften your skin, so that when you come out, when we do the scrubbing, it will be easier to come off.
Does this mean I have gold in my veins?
Yes.
Right? Well, until now I've only thought of it in my head, but now it's proven, and you heard it from Yukai herself. Now, so after the hammam, by the way, I love the view while I was having the hammam treatment, because it almost looks like you've created like a false sky with stars. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that part. So once we finished the hammam, we did the steam room, as you mentioned earlier, which I have done before. But what I did differently this time was the snow room. I've never really been in one before, and I probably made a bit of a mess with the ice cubes over there. Sorry about that.
No, you know the first one.
Okay. Tell me, why do you move your guests into the ice room, the snow room?
Basically, the ice room is just to cool the guests' temperature down a bit, because in the steam, in the hammam itself is hot, and then we go to the steam room, which is even hotter than the hammam room itself. So the ice room is basically just to cool the temperature for the guests, so that their temperature will be back to normal.
Now, typically I'm the sort of person, I like a body massage more than a facial, but honestly with this treatment I enjoyed my facial the most, which was the gold facial. Tell me a little bit about that, because it's the first time I had 24-karat gold leaves on my face.
The gold facial is a luxurious facial, but it's also 100% natural. So the gold we use, as you mentioned, is 24 karat, and also it helps in the anti-aging.
I really wish I didn't wash my face after that, because I just wanted to keep 24-karat gold on my face.
But it actually did penetrate to your skin. I only removed just a bit, but most of it
it's all deep down
still
there.
there.
It's going to stay there for a few years. It's a bit of an investment. Once you put the gold leaf, you sprayed this sort of a mist. And the gold leaves almost started to crackle and turned into sort of like a leopard print design on my face. What were you doing to me?
Well, the nano mist, basically it helps the gold to penetrate and all the product to penetrate inside, because it has got like, it's not like steam, it's mist. So it's very small particulars which like penetrate deep into the skin. So the cracking that you saw is the gold penetrating into the skin.
Honestly, until now, I only thought gold looks good if it's around my neck or my wrist, but I have it in my skin and possibly in my veins, according to Yukai. Yukai, thank you so much for having me. I've had the most fabulous experience.
I hope to see you again.
Definitely.
Okay.
The architecture, opulence and sheer grandeur of the Emirates Palace Abu Dhabi is breathtaking on its own. But a day of gold completely gives you a 360 experience of the luxury that the property has to offer. So all you men watching out there, you notice I just bathed in gold today. So if you're looking to douse your lady love in gold and earn brownie points for at least the next couple of years, then this would make for a fantastic anniversary present. Alright guys, that's all in this gold-studded edition of the show. Make sure you tune in same time again next week.